The Naked Prophet. Why God's most powerful servants did the unthinkable, and why it still terrifies hell in 2025. Taught by Lady Janice. This cannot be ignored. Do you have the courage to watch to the end? Then comment boldly, "Come my beloved, lean in." I'm about to tell you something the pulpits refuse to touch, something the theologians tiptoe around, and something the modern church finds too scandalous to repeat. Yet it is written. Yes, in your Bible. Yes, in the sacred scrolls. One of God's greatest prophets, Isaiah, the one who saw the throne of God, the one who heard angels crying, "Holy, holy, holy," was commanded by the Almighty to strip naked. Not for a day, not for a week, not even for a month. But for 3 whole years, 1,095 days walking the streets of Jerusalem, barefoot, bare, exposed, totally unclothed. Why? Because God was not merely speaking to his people, he was showing them. He was letting prophecy bypass the ear and pierce the eye. No one could ignore Isaiah. No one could pretend not to see. His body became the sermon, his shame became heaven's microphone. The Hebrew doesn't leave room for polite excuses. The word is aram, completely unclothed, fully naked. Read it for yourself. At that time the Lord spoke by Isaiah the son of Amoz, saying, "Go and loose the sackcloth from your waist and take off your sandals from your feet." And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. Then the Lord said, "As my servant Isaiah has walked naked and barefoot for 3 years as a sign, and a portent against Egypt and Cush, so shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptian captives and the Cushite exiles, both the young and the old, naked and barefoot with buttocks uncovered, the nakedness of Egypt." Isaiah 20:2-4. 3 years. Naked. In the streets, before the eyes of kings, priests, women, children, and enemies. Now brace yourself. This was not humiliation for humiliation's sake. This was prophecy in flesh. What Isaiah bore willingly, Egypt would bear unwillingly. What the prophet carried as obedience, the nations would carry as judgment. And beloved, let me tell you, the same God who commanded Isaiah hasn't changed. The one who demands impossible obedience then still demands it today. Creation is watching, hell is nervous, and heaven is cheering. The madness of God's prophets. You see, Isaiah is not alone. Our Bible is full of what I call the divine madness of prophets. Acts so radical, so offensive, so uncomfortable that the only explanation is obedience to God. These prophets did not just say the message. They became the message. Jeremiah and the ox yoke. Jeremiah, the weeping prophet, was commanded to walk through royal courts wearing the wooden yoke of an ox. Strapped like a beast of burden before kings and nobles, he looked foolish, insane even. Yet his yoke declared a coming bondage that Judah could not escape. Thus the Lord said to me, "Make yourself straps and yoke bars and put them on your neck. Send word to the king of Edom, the king of Moab, the king of the sons of Ammon, the king of Tyre, and the king of Sidon." Jeremiah 27:2-3. The courtiers mocked him. The false prophets sneered, but heaven was speaking louder than their laughter. Ezekiel, the silent madman. And then there was Ezekiel, the prophet of visions, the man of wheels within wheels and cherubim aflame. God bound his tongue. Imagine a preacher forbidden to preach. He was struck mute until God himself opened his mouth. Then the Lord commanded something worse. "Lie on your left side and place the punishment of the house of Israel upon it. For the number of the days that you lie on it, you shall bear their punishment. For I assign to you a number of days, 390 days, equal to the number of the years of their punishment." Ezekiel 4:4-5. He lay there 390 days on one side, 40 days on the other. Almost a year and a half on the ground. And when he was commanded to cook bread, the fuel was human dung, later changed to cow dung after Ezekiel pleaded. Would you have called him crazy? They did. In Ethiopian texts, he is referred to as the madman of God, and yet his prophecies struck like lightning. They came true with terrifying accuracy. Hosea, the prophet of scandalous love. Then Hosea. Poor Hosea. God commanded him to marry a prostitute, not a reformed one, not an ex-sinner with a fresh baptismal robe. A current prostitute named Gomer, who went back to prostitution even after she was married. When the Lord first spoke through Hosea, the Lord said to Hosea, "Go, take to yourself a wife of whoredom and have children of whoredom, for the land commits great whoredom by forsaking the Lord." Hosea 1:2. Imagine the whispers. There goes Hosea, the holy man with his harlot wife. Yet Hosea's life became the sermon. Just as Gomer betrayed Hosea, so Israel betrayed God. And just as Hosea pursued her again, so God pursued his faithless people. The madness was the message. What am I showing you, beloved? That the madness was the message, Isaiah's nakedness, Jeremiah's yoke. Ezekiel's silence and dung, Hosea's scandalous marriage. Every act was a prophetic declaration in flesh. Every humiliation was heaven's sermon. And here is the hard truth for 2025. We want their authority without their obedience. We want Isaiah's power without Isaiah's nakedness. Ezekiel's visions without Ezekiel's restrictions. Hosea's revelations without Hosea's heartbreak. But God doesn't anoint cowards. God anoints the crucified. Why this matters in 2025. Beloved, hear me with trembling. The same God who commanded Isaiah to walk naked for 1,095 days is the God who listens to your prayers. The same God who strapped Jeremiah with a yoke is the one you sing to on Sunday. The same God who made Ezekiel cook his bread over human dung, later amended to cow dung after Ezekiel's plea. The Ethiopian texts speak of this prophet as the madman of God, yet his prophecies came to pass with terrifying accuracy. God is the one who blesses your bread. The same God who told Hosea to marry a prostitute is the one who calls you his bride. He has not changed. His methods have not softened. His holiness has not been diluted. And here is the prophecy. In 2025, he is raising up a new generation of naked prophets. Not necessarily unclothed in body, but unclothed in pretense, stripped of reputation, emptied of comfort. Prophets who will fast when others feast, weep when others laugh. Stand when others bow, be silent when others chatter. Hell is terrified of these prophets because hell knows every act of radical obedience cracks strongholds. Every surrendered vessel shifts atmospheres. Every foolish act done for God becomes wisdom in heaven's court. Creation is watching. Hell is nervous. Heaven is cheering. This is the beginning, beloved. This is the fire God is igniting in your bones through this scroll. You must decide. Will you cling to comfort, or will you embrace the nakedness of obedience? Because 2025 is the year of stripping. The only question is, will you be stripped by obedience and gain authority, or stripped by judgment and lose everything? Isaiah's 3 years are calling to you. Hosea's heartbreak is teaching you. Ezekiel's madness is a warning to you. Jeremiah's yoke is weighing on you. The prophets are speaking. The mantle is falling. The question is, will you catch it or watch it pass? More subscribe, share, follow Lady Janice at EmbraceAmazing.org for the